I am weak.
With a record 58 homicides last year, Hartford's inner city is one of the last places you'd expect to find hope.
When my life is all.
But hope is exactly what you'll find at St. Martin de Porres House.
To pray for folks that are...
From prayer services to food pantry.
Okay. This is the only sofa we have right now.
To free used furniture, St. Martin de Porres House lends a hand to those trying to get on their feet.
So this is where the children sleep, Chris? Is that what she says?
Yeah.
Chris, his wife Jackie, and friend Brian are the force behind St. Martin's, and their mission is simple.
We live in a segregated society, and we're trying to do our part to integrate it, and our part to combat racism and poverty by introducing people to each other.
Look at them while I say them, okay?
They've introduced these two teachers from the suburbs to BJ and his sister Priscilla.
I come in here for the children because I really believe that they have a right to have a chance. And in the suburbs, the children, they have the opportunities that the children here do not have.
And even in the wealthiest neighborhoods, people have heard about St. Martin's in Hartford's North End.
When your friends gather some things, give us a call,
Yes, I will.
and we'll be glad to come out and pick them up.
People from the suburbs that come in here, I think they realize that you know, the fate of all of our children are the same, whether we live in the suburbs or the cities.
When the three of them first moved here, there was a lot of mistrust and suspicion. They were, after all, the only white family to move into this North End neighborhood in years. And the residents here thought for sure they had to be undercover drug agents. But as months passed and as they reached out to more and more of the hungry and homeless, and when the three of them refused to flee, even when their neighbor's son was killed in gang violence, well, that is when the residents here realized they had a true friend in St. Martin de Porres House.
There are times when some of the wise guys down the streets will say, "Hey, Whitey, what are you doing here? What are you talking to us? What do you know about this?" And they're able to say, "I live here. This is my home. This is my neighborhood. I live here 24 hours a day."
24 hours a day, they're part soup kitchen and shelter.
Maybe we could all share a few readings and then...
Sometimes a church, always a friend.
Regardless to what color they are. They're young, again, and they are making a difference, and people feel comfortable with them. I believe, you know, the people that I know anyway, feel comfortable with them. They're like part of the family. And
I could take them across the street and see if we have any sofas, and they live right
This
on
couple
Nelson
with
Street.
their two children and friend moved into the North End just 18 months ago. They've given a lot, but they've gained too, and learned a lifetime of lessons from their neighbors.
I've learned how patient, how much forbearance these folks have. You know, how they've been deprived of their piece of the pie in the American dream, and how they can still laugh and how they can still keep faith.
We have riches beyond belief, riches that maybe the world doesn't value and can't measure, but we feel like the wealthiest people alive.
leave